Yeah, it really was. It's great to hear feedback. I mean, obviously, you know, it's hearing from the creator on something. So it's nice to hear feedback from him, and he's very very specific with his feedback, and with his tips. So it's nice to have someone who obviously has very intimate knowledge with the game address a lot of the issues that I have had with it specifically. So that's been cool. Because obviously, whether you know, whether you're into hard type hacks or not, I think anyone can appreciate how much work it takes to put together something like this, whether you love the result or not. Okay, another shadow armor, so I don't need that. All right, so that's good to know. There's no reason to go up there. And let me see if this is also going to be runnable. Yeah, I can run from this battle. That's great. When I'm coming back here and clearing out more of the dungeon. Then it'll be good to know that I can run away from that if I need to. Yeah, Shahali, I think you make a very good point on that, because I would never have thought, because of how they work in vanilla, we were just talking about this before, when do you use slow or mute? You know, and you almost never use slow, and you might only use mute in a situation like Astos, or like we mentioned, when you're trying to that's a nasty one. When you're trying to fight in the Peninsula of Power and you want to stop the frost wolves from casting stuff on you. But otherwise you don't usually think of it. Yeah, and Arc, yeah, you use Confuse, which is another one you really don't normally do against the pirates. Okay, so Charlie, you mean not just FF1, the whole series? Yeah. Outside of specific places, you're not usually using a lot of debuffs. You're right about that. Oops, I want the Zeus Gauntlet again. Okay, good. We avoided another another one hit from the sorcerer. And let's see if we can get him here. Yes. All right, so those chests are cleared. And I haven't picked up anything really of value, so I'm going to go ahead and try here. If there's chests in this room, I'll try to grab them. And if they are really good stuff that I really don't want to lose, then I'll exit. But otherwise, I think I'll just go for the floater. It looks like this one should be runnable. Yes. But I'm guessing there's going to be traps in front of those chests, so let's... Okay, money. A cabin. Wow, no traps here. Okay, another Axis shield. Okay, yeah, so yeah, Arc, all three, and I thought maybe it would be like that as well, but it was not, so that's interesting. Alright, let's get rid of the silver shield. Axis shield. So that's an upgrade. But because I know they're not trapped, I'm just going to go ahead. Because I know those are not trapped, and they'll be easy enough to come back to. We should be alright. So let me make sure I'm healed up here and see what we've got waiting for us in front of this chest. Shall we? Okay, so it's just one of these battles, which, as we've seen before, are not too bad. Hopefully we can get the ghosts here with the Fighter 3s before they do too much. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, boom is nasty. Actually, I'm just gonna go for the attacks. So these guys, I think, can do more damage to the eye. Okay, I think XXX is a threshold spell, and we had enough hit points. We had enough hit points to get around it. Yes, Ark, I think that's what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to come back once I've got my jobs increased. Hello, B. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in. Yes, Ark, that's what I do. I do plan on getting out of here now and coming back with my jobs boosted. Yep, that's my plan. I think the airship is in the same place. Ark, that's my... I've been to that desert. That desert actually is much more difficult to access now. The map's been changed. You have to take kind of a really long way to get there. But I should be able to get that. It's in the bottom of a 10-floor desert cavern. Yeah, very nice. But hello, B. Thank you for stopping in. It's great to see you. Yeah, we'll do 2 fire 3s. The Soria resists fire, and I can't remember now if I had my fighter attack the Soria or not. The Sorias are weak to ice. Okay, yeah, so Ark, the desert is still down there, and I was actually in the neighborhood of the desert when I was looking for the volcano. I kind of stumbled upon the neighborhood of the desert. So you have to take a long way to get there over a long swamp. That's guarded with some pretty dangerous enemies in the swamp, but it's not too bad. I did it a while ago. You think this is weaker than the ice cave in vanilla? Yeah, I mean, outside of the instant unrunnables and the mage enemies that will get off a lot of attacks right away. Although I guess you normally have those sorcerer battles that are nasty in vanilla. It's hard to say. And keep in mind, I'm 20 levels higher than you would be going after the ice cave in vanilla, and I'm probably 10 levels higher than I should be for the ice cave in this game. So that is going to be affecting what this looks like. Yeah, vanilla was very RNG. Yes, always has been, always will be. The vanilla ice cave, that is. Oh, come on, let's get out. Let's get out of this. Now that I got the floater, it's like I just gotta get out of here. And then, yeah, I'll plan to on another... I might just do it off stream to come down to get those chests, because I'd rather not get back on stream and go through the indignity of dying. Yes, Shahali, that's a very, very good point. And actually, I forgot to check on that. Because, yeah, my magic defense now, with these characters up near level 40, 128 for the red mage, for both red mages, and actually only 81 for the fighters. So my magic defense is quite a bit higher. So I think that's what's been protecting me from a lot of the warps and the nasty stuff. So I think you're absolutely right about that, Shahalia, and that's easy to forget because that's another thing you don't often think of in vanilla version. You don't, because that stat is hidden in the vanilla version. You're not usually looking at that. I need to get an X on that eye there because, booyah, we have the floater. Yes, Volcano was crushing me a little bit, but I think part of that was was my kind of impatient way of approaching the volcano. Well, actually, yeah, Tito Kazim, this is the first day that I've started really running from battles that I can. Before this, I've been really pushing hard, yeah, and doing a lot of grinding off stream. Yeah, in the volcano, there was a lot of raw damage that was crushing me. and I didn't have enough healing with the heal potions. That also just the volcano's a long one, and I think my approach of trying to clear all of the volcano in one go was too aggressive, because I was running out of resources by that bottom floor. And these mud golems are really annoying, these unrunnable guys. I was like, when I get done with a dungeon in Final Fantasy 1, like, I just want to be done. I want to be out of that dungeon, and I want to be in a town and restocking. I don't want a long walk after this, although this ZZ has made this easier by making that extra little dock there that's not in the NES version. So I can be quickly out of there and over to Coneria. And so now I have to take a look at the map and see what the best way to get down to the desert is. Shahali, I like that. I agree. The status stuff would be very magic defense dependent. Which, and I think this game really was designed to be finished at, you know, at a very high level. I think you know, I'm power leveled over where I'm probably supposed to be, but probably not overly where I'm supposed to be, because you're probably supposed to be level 50 when you finish it. I'm only guessing that was the idea, but let me see if I have anything I need to dump. I didn't really pick anything up that's very dump-worthy. Yeah, so I think that's very nicely put, Shahali. Oops. I've already been through this. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab the floater, get the airship. Okay, so Shahali, did you read an interview that says he wanted one of the users to be exploring the upper levels of the game? Now, that is for there is merit in that you know, the game of Final Fantasy really changes a lot as you get into those very high levels. You know, the game is different. It's a different video game when you're at those insanely high levels, and you normally don't get to see that. For example, you don't get to see the black belt start to dish out incredible damage on a normal leveled playthrough. You don't start to see that. You don't start to see. You don't use the level 8 magic very much. You know, the black and white level 8 spells. In my playthrough of this, and I'm not an expert with the vanilla version, but when I went through the vanilla version, and I think even restored, I think this is the way to get down to this, get down to the desert. Even in restored, I don't think I got level 8 spells. I guess I would need to look at that to make sure. But this would be a way, making the game harder, and kind of forcing you to finish it at a higher level, gives you access to gameplay styles that normally wouldn't be there. You know, a bit like the Forge Out Fiesta lets you explore the higher level abilities from the various jobs that normally you wouldn't do, because if you're a casual player, you would have switched away from the earlier jobs long ago. And you wouldn't really have to think about, like, oh, how can I use the Dragon Sword ability in Final Fantasy V? How can I use that? Because I'm not spending any time as a Dragoon. Okay, well, Shahali, I'll be finishing up after I do the class change. I'll just get to the Dragon Islands, do the class change, and then I'll be finishing up here. So if I'm not back when you come back, thank you for popping in. And if B plans on streaming later today, I mean, I'll be watching some streams in a little bit when I finish up, so. Yeah, you'd be scared of what he would do with FF5? Yeah, that would be, I mean, it'd be interesting. It would be interesting. Although 5 is really best when you're using equipment and cool stuff to get out of doing any leveling, as we saw with the Time Age run, and with lots of other people, not just me, who have done variant runs of Final Fantasy 5. Okay, so it wasn't an interview, it was just one of the discussion threads. I need to actually read those sometime, because I haven't, I've read the Sir System Error did a playthrough and a write-up of an earlier version of this. But that's all of the reading I've really done besides just the README file that came with it. I haven't read the discussion threads of the various versions going through, but I should do that. I should look at the history of this hack a little bit more. Yeah, and yeah, FF5, you're right, the game doesn't quite change so much with grinding. You're just, the numbers change a little bit. Alright. Looks like we still get an airship here, everybody. And there we are. We are officially airshipped up. So, ooh, it looks like this has been changed. So I'll have a little bit of a walk to get to this town here. So what I think we'll do on this stream today is I'm going to just get the job class change really quick. And then off stream, I think I will go through the, go back into the ice cave, get the treasures I missed in there. Is it this one? Another one of these. And then I will do a bunch of shopping. I'm planning on doing just a ton of shopping off stream with this, and I'll get my equipment and magic set before I go to the next dungeon. So the next time I do stream, which will be next week sometime, probably about the same time of day next week, but I'm not sure which day. Then I can just go right into the next dungeon, but I'll have to make a plan. He calls these islands Butthole Islands, huh? Did your friend not have the awesome NES map that came with the NES set? That clearly labeled them the Cardia Islands? I always loved when I could finally get to the islands here. The Cardias. Okay, yeah. Yes, I always loved when I could get to these, because it's a bunch of free treasure. You get your job update, although I used to not do it in correct order. I used to do the ice cave. Well, I used to do it in probably the order they meant. I used to do the ice cave, and then I would do Cardia after that, but once I got the airship. But alright, here we go. Here's our job change. And let's take one glance at our characters here as we finish up the stream. So I appreciate everybody stopping in here today. It's really been a lot of fun. Even doing ordeals in the ice cave, which is kind of random, was pretty fun. Yes, B, I guess that is a little odd when you think about how she described the islands. That is, I have to admit, I've never heard such a colorful term used to describe those islands, and I was a boy in the 90s, so I heard a lot of colorful terms for video game stuff. And I never heard that one for those particular islands, so that's really saying something. So let's take a look at, one more look at the characters here. I'm going to get screenshots as I get ready to finish up here. But after I'm finished streaming here, I'm going to bounce around to some other streams while I'm doing stuff for the rest of the afternoon. So if any of you are around in other streams, like B, if you're planning on streaming later today, I will pop in there. I'm not sure what your plans are, but I'm planning on just kind of being around for the rest of the afternoon. Yeah, the Rat's Tail, I wonder if there's a Legends of Localization article about that. That would be interesting. But we'll go out with this awesome music here, this awesome Atoya's Cave music is how we'll go out. So I appreciate everybody popping in again, and we'll be back again sometime next week.